Welcome, fellow Clashers, to another exciting episode of Clash of Clans Attacks, and yes, it is Town Hall 11 time, and this is the episode we've all been waiting for. I know I've been waiting for it, gemming Town Hall 11 to max. Now, I had basically 250,000 gems saved up, and I had my base already laid out, as you can see. This was my Town Hall 10 base with spaces created for the Town Hall 11 setup. Now, this was kind of a version of what we called the Dead Zone base in Lost Phoenix, but I'm going with Galatrap 3.0. I haven't made a Galatrap base in ages, and because of the way this is set up, it's got a couple of little things here where the cannons are set up, and just I'm hoping that we might see a little bit of success and not get absolutely murdered on defense. So first thing is first, we've got to take a look at the Town Hall itself. And it is time. Oh, I've been ready for this for a long time. And we're going to get to 11, and there it is. There's all the list of things that it will unlock. Of course, the Grand Warden. So we get started. 14 days to complete this upgrade. So thanks, you guys. Do check out my other episodes and tune back in 2 weeks. I'm just kidding. All right, so we're going to finish this off because I have absolutely no patience, and I want to see this as badly as you guys do. So here we go, and there it is, Town Hall 11. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. I cannot tell you the last time I was this excited about an update. It's just fantastic to finally have a new Town Hall level. I kind of remember when Town Hall 10 came out for the first time. It was such a big deal, and so much new content is unlocked with a new Town Hall. So here we go, checking it out. Of course, we've got the brand new Grand Warden, and I've got to go straight to the Grand Warden and get him going first. So, of course, we've got to head to the treasure and grab some elixir, so we'll be filling that up a lot in the next few minutes here. But we've got enough, so we've got 6 million in elixir, and that is what it's going to take to get a level 1 Grand Warden. But, wait a minute, we've got to upgrade the elixir and the gold storages first. We are going to get those storages up to their 10 million capacity each of both gold and elixir. So one at a time, there they go. Good looking elixir storages. I really like that the halo, the ring there with the gold insets on the elixir storages. So now we can hold 10 million elixir, and we have to do the same for gold, of course. Get that bigger and better lock on there. Maybe it'll protect it a little bit better. So 250,000 at a time, and we will increase the gold storages here. So there we go. Now they're all finished. And so we have 10 million in elixir storage capacity, 10 million in gold storage capacity, and some better looking storages as well. But that's just the beginning. Let's get to the exciting part, the interesting stuff, and the one thing I've been looking forward to more than anything else in this update, the Grand Warden. And now I'm going to give him a place where he's close to the King and the Queen. He can give them that buff on defense. So welcome to my village, Grand Warden. Thank you very much for joining us right there. All right, so there he is, my level 1 Grand Warden, and that is going to be an important buff that he gives not only to the clan castle troops, but the heroes. Love the way he looks as he floats around. He actually floats over the town hall. That is some elevation right there. Look at that vertical leap. All right, so we've got the Grand Warden, but he's only level 1. We can't have that. We've got to get him up. We've got to unlock that Eternal Tome ability. But I'm thinking maybe before that, we go ahead and fill out the other gaps in this village, because I hate these big white lining gaps. So we've got the cannon, archer tower, wizard tower, and of course we've got the Expo and the Eagle artillery. And so let's go ahead and start out with a little baby cannon, and I kind of had an idea of where I was going to put the cannons kind of on the outside edges here. The Dead Zone base did not have any defensive structures in these enclosures, but because we're so much bigger now, I feel like I'm just going to need to squeeze them in there. And the Archer Tower, I've got a spot for these new young ladies atop their little tower right there. So we'll get that underway. And then let's see, we've still got the Expo, of course, and the Wizard Tower. And those Wizard Towers are going to look cool. So let's get our 5th Wizard Tower in here. And that's not where it's going to go. This is the spot where I'm planning on putting the Eagle artillery. I want to keep it as close to the town hall as possible. So we're going to move a couple of things around here. These cannons side by side on the outside, and then the Wizard Tower in there. And now the Wizard Towers are a little imbalanced with 3 of them in that one corner. But we'll figure this out. We'll get them adjusted and moved around. So let's go ahead and finish these structures up. And there we go. So we've got the level 1 Wizard Tower, level 1 Archer Tower ready to go. But now that I've got this wizard tower built, I'm thinking I'd like to see what a level 9 wizard tower looks like in my village. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a little bit more gold, 7, now we're getting serious, 8, here we go, here it comes, level 9, and there it is, the first level 9 wizard tower. Now yes, I feel like they could have done a little more to this, but it does kind of match the level 8, in that the 8 has those gray pillars, and the 9 has the bigger supports there. But maybe they could have done something to change the color, made it stand out even more. I don't know about going full black, but just give it some more of a glow or some more flair to it that would have really made it stand out. But we'll go with it, we'll take it. It's level 9 wizard tower, and now we will take care of the slightly less exciting. We'll upgrade to the archer tower and get it maxed out as well. No new levels to those, so it's not quite as fun as the wizard tower was. But there's another level 12 archer tower. There it is, level 13, looking good, fitting in. And now the cannon as well. Get him up all the way. Couple more levels to the cannon. And I gotta go back to the shop. So the gems are diminishing, but I think we have more than enough to get the job done. So the expo goes down, and now I'm going to have a nice little arrangement of 4 expos in here. Lightning fast, the expo is maxed out. But without slowing down, let's move on, take a look at the Grand Warden. And it looks like he actually has fewer hit points than he did in earlier versions. 1,000 hit points at level 1, and it does not look like he will ever hit the 2,000 hit point level. Damage per second is going to be 50 to begin with, and of course the Eternal Tome does not unlock until level 5. But we are going to get there, 2.5 million elixir. And let's take a look at some of his other stats. So the aura will increase hit points by 1.1%, but it's a maximum. So there's a maximum number of hit points that can be increased for each level. And the Eternal Tome, which unlocks at level 5, starts out at 3.5 seconds. So we are going to get on our way of upgrading the Grand Warden all the way to level 20. So quickly, he is already going to level 5 right here. So that unlocks the Eternal Tome. And I have noticed a lot of players, high-level players, went straight to level 5 just so that they could have that ability. But luckily, you guys demand to see max level gameplay, so we are going to take it all the way as far as it will go. I'm kind of glad it's not 40 levels, it's just 20. But who knows, at some point in the future, they will probably add more levels to the Grand Warden. But for now, level 20 will get him maxed out, so we will continue to spend millions upon millions of elixir, and eventually we will get there. So he's 18, one more will get him to 19, there we go, floating around at level 19, and finally, here he comes, level 20, fully maxed out Grand Warden. So that is going to be a serious buff to all the units in the area. So he has 1,500 hit points. So our Grand Warden is a little bit squishy, but remember, he's got an extremely long range with that staff. So he does stand back pretty far from structures, and what I've seen so far, he is going to be staying back and away from most of the damage, staying right behind the heroes usually, or other high hit point units, and working in support of them. The buff being, of course, the most important part, that he has that, and the Eternal Tome, of course. The damage that he really does, not that big of a deal. So, there it is, level 20 Grand Warden, and we are going to move on, and we really only have one thing left to do, and that is to go grab the much anticipated Eagle Artillery and fill that very last 4x4 gap that I left right there. Fits perfectly right next to the town hall, big old monstrous structure. And of course, we will be taking it to level 2 right away. It has 2 levels. Who knows, maybe it will have more in the future. But now there's 2 reasons that I decided to put it right in the middle of my village. Now one, of course, it has a monstrous number of hit points. It has a lot of hit points, so it's going to slow units down on their way in towards my town hall. 4,400 hit points at level 2. But the other reason, and it does not have to do with range, obviously the range covers the whole map. Even if you put it in the corner, it's going to cover the entire map. It actually has to do more with the fact that if you can get the Eagle Artillery to survive towards the end of a battle, at Town Hall 10, so often we see these attacks ending at 48, 49%, and the attacker has just a couple of extra small units that they are deploying out on the edges to try to grab that extra percentage point or two. With the Eagle Artillery active in the center of the village, it is going to annihilate any attempt at the end of an attack like that to grab an extra couple percentage points. So that could could foreseeably make the difference between a win and a loss in a defense. We just have to wait and see, and you know you can count on multiple replays covering that specific subject in future videos. We will talk in depth about the strategy behind the placement of the Eagle artillery. But we're not done yet. Lest we forget, we've got the lab to upgrade. We can go to level 9 and get that lab to fit in with the Town Hall 11 motif. And so let's go ahead and get it done. There it is, 7 days for the lab. And something unusual about the way the lab looks. Look at the yellow color on the left-hand side. I'm not sure what that is indicating, but that is an unusual substance. Somebody said it's melted gold, but that doesn't make a lot of sense because the units are all made with elixir. So I don't know, but anyway, we've got a brand new level 9 lab, and we are going to step inside and put some of this dark elixir to use that we've been saving for so long. I feel like I've been maxed out at 200k dark elixir for the longest time. Now, no spells, no regular elixir troops got an upgrade in this update, but of course, the minion and the witch, and I'm certainly excited about the witch. Those extra skeletons, that could make a big difference. So let's get them underway, get her up to level 3. And so shortly she will be level 3. We're going to move on. We've got to replenish our dark elixir already, and we're going to go ahead and fill it up all the way because I'm sure I'll be using it. I definitely plan on putting those witches to good use in some future attacks. Minions, maybe not so much. I plan on switching from dragon attacks to witch-based attacks in the immediate future. But so there we go. We have got our troops all upgraded, and that is it. We now have a fully maxed out Town Hall 11, and it only costs 160,000 gems. So we went out on the attack immediately once we got it done, and this was during the live stream on Camcord, and sure enough, what the heck? I found a base like this. Obviously, Gladiator X is dropping trophies. He's a 22 trophy offer, which is absolutely monstrous when you consider the fact that this is almost for sure going to be a 3-star attack unless I really screw it up. So he's probably dropping trophies, getting ready to farm. But that's a super max Town Hall 10 base right there, and you can see he's spread everything out. Now, of course, it is a Town Hall 11 base, not a Town Hall 10, but you can see that the 4th Expo is just underway, and the Eagle artillery is not there yet. The Grand Warden is there, and I see the brand new cannon as well. So I went ahead, I dropped my only balloon down here at the bottom. I did not tailor my army, obviously, towards this base, didn't know it was coming, but I knew the balloon and a dragon couldn't get touched by those defenses down there at the bottom. This was really what I had to worry about the most. So we dropped in the heroes and the Grand Warden, gave them a rage spell, got those single target infernos out of the way first. Almost cost me my king, but that is okay. And we know that we're just going to overpower this base. So I went ahead, dropped down the last rage spell, let the dragons just melt their way through. We lost the king, but we still have a few dragons, the clan castle troops, a few spells, and of course the Grand Warden and the maxed out queen. So not a really good example of an attack at maxed out Town Hall 11, but it shouldn't be that much of a challenge. Now, they kind of split up. We've got some dragons going up here, and that's just fine because there's nothing that can take those dragons down any longer. In fact, the only air defenses really that exist are those 4 ADs, and they are sitting all by themselves over by the Town Hall. No other defenses in the area. So we've pretty much melted through all of the tough stuff at this point. We've got the Queen. She's taking some damage, but she's being followed by the Grand Warden. And look at that hit point buff, buffing all of those units in the area, and we can see that is important to try to keep that Warden up with the rest of your units. There goes the Eternal Tome. 5 seconds of invincibility for all of the units that were within his range. You can see there were a couple dragons that weren't quite within the range of the Eternal Tome when I clicked it, but the rest of them were fine, and now we're just going to melt through the last of the storages, the Teslas. The clan castle was empty, of course, and so thank you very much to Gladiator X. I was very lucky to find this attack, and this actually pushed me up right back up to just about 4,900 trophies at the time, and you know what happened next. So anyway, that was my first attack at Town Hall 11, and that was gemming Town Hall 11 to completion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. 160,000 gems spent for you guys. Of course, I had a little bit of fun too. But as always, thank you guys so much for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Please don't forget to check out my other episodes, and stay tuned. If there's balancing, if there are updates to the update, you know you will hear about them here first. Also, let me know your thoughts, your feedback on the update. I would like to cover other aspects of it, replays from farming, from clan wars as well. So let me know. Thanks once again, and I will see you guys back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Gym Blocks community.